Trust YouTube channel. In today's class, we are going to learn how to make this beautiful pleated skirt that we see here. So this skirt has this bold band at the waistline, and then on the side it has a zipper to wear it easily. And then for this to fit many sizes, because I made this for my brand, I worked with elastic at the back. You can see how adjustable it is at the back, so this can still fit up to maybe 3 to 4 different sizes. So I paired it with this beautiful crop top that I also made, but you can pair it with any top of your choice. It's a very simple tutorial. I've simplified this as much as possible. I'm going to take you through how to cut and sew this in this class. If this is something you like to learn, kindly stay tuned to the end of this tutorial. Thank you. So to make this skirt, you're going to need your fabric. I'm working with this crepe fabric, and then the length of the fabric I'm working with is 18 inches. Okay, so your length depends on how long you want your skirt to be, but for me, I'm working with 18 inches. I have about 17 and quarter here because I have already hemmed the lower part, so it's advisable that you hem the lower part before pleating. It's going to make it easier for you. So the length I'm working with is 18 inches minus my band. So by the time I have my band, I'll have about 20 inches thereabout. Okay, and then for the width is going to be your waist measurement multiplied by 3. Okay, your waist measurement multiplied by 3. You can add maybe 3 to 5 inches allowance to it, but you are still going to know how to calculate it by the time we start splitting. So that is the width that I have here. You can see how long it is. Okay, and then the depth is the 18 inches. I'm working with a white fabric, so I'm going to be careful. I'm not going to be marking on it so much. You can work with any fabric of your choice, and there are several ways you can create your pleat. So the first method you can do is just to note the gap that you want, how much you want to pleat it. Okay, maybe you want to pleat by 1 inch, you want to pleat by 2 inches. You have to note that for how wide you want each of your pleats to be. For me, I'm going to be working with just 1 inch for the width of my pleat. Okay, so once you note that, if you are working with 1 inch, you can start by marking maybe 1.5 inches for your, remember we're going to have a zipper there, so you can mark 1 inch or 1.5 inches, and that's going to be your starting point. So I'm marking that on the upper part and the lower part respectively, and you can see this is a white fabric, like I said, so we're not going to be doing so much markings on it. So now what you can do now is to start marking your 1 inch all around, and then you make it into a straight line. Okay, after that you start pleating it. But because of the nature of my fabric, I'm not going to be marking on it. I'm just going to go ahead and pleat directly, and I will show you how to do that. So you're going to get your paints ready. I have my paints here already, and then I'm going to start pleating it directly without having to mark on it. So you already marked your 1.5 inches or 1 inch allowance that you're going to start with, and then the width of my place is going to be 1 inch. So what I'm going to do now is to place that 1 inch on that allowance. Let me make it bolder. Okay, this is 1.5 inches that I marked. So here I'm going to start placing from there. So I'll place my tape on 1 inch like this, and then I'm just going to simply pleat on that tape. So you're going to place it, and then you stop placing where you have your mark, which is your exact 1 inch. You can see this is where the 1 inch is. So I place the 1 inch mark on the place where I have my chalk marking, and then I'm just going to simply pleat directly on it. So once you pleat on it like this, you're going to hold it with your pin. Okay, you can use your hand to adjust it to the hem, or you can just go over to the hem and repeat the same process. You place your tape on that 1 inch mark, and then you pleat on it, then you arrange it like this. So you are going to hold that with a pin as well. So you can hold the middle part as well if you want, or you can just go ahead and hold only on the upper and the lower part. But if you have enough pin, you can just hold it at the middle part for stability. So to take the next place where this first slit stops, I can clearly see that I'm going to place my tape on it again on that 1 inch mark, and then just the same way I did, I'm going to pleat on the 1 inch. So once you have your 1 inch, you're going to remove your tape, and then you're going to hold that part down. So this way you're going to pleat directly without having to mark on your fabric first. And then if you're using a white fabric like me, you will not have to stain it with your chalk markings. So you can see how I just drag this once I have my 1 inch, and then I'm going to hold that with my pin. So this is how you're going to keep pleating everything. I'm going to hold one at the middle as well. So once you have that, you go over to the next one, you arrange your fabric, you go over to the next one, you place it on your 1 inch, and then you pleat over it. So this is what I'm going to do till I exhaust my fabric. So I'll go ahead and do all of this offline because it's going to take a while to finish it. So I'll come to the lower part as well, and then place on 1 inch, and then you adjust it to form a straight line, and then you hold with your pin. So I'm done pleating now, and you can see down the other hand as well, I left 1.5 inches allowance. So the next thing now is to bring in your iron, and then you will start ironing it. So you can iron directly, but this is a white fabric, so I don't want it to get stained. So I'll plug in my iron. A steam iron is preferable so that it can lay well. And if you have a heat transfer, you can also use that because it's hot and it's also going to add pressure for you. So I'm going to iron everything flat to create the pleat. This step is very, very important because this is the step that will give you the pleat that you want. So I'm going to iron it really flat. You can see all the stain that I have from my iron. So it's just advisable to place something on it so that you don't stain your actual outfit. So I'm going to keep ironing it till I'm done with all of them. Okay, you should iron as much as possible. Once you shift it, so this pin here has removed, so I'm going to go ahead and remove it. So you shift it, you arrange your place. Because of the pin there, it's going to be easy for you to arrange. You place your fabric on it, and then you iron. So this is how you are going to create all of the pleats. You make sure to iron everything. So when we are done ironing, we are going to sew it. I'm going to bring it back to show you how I'm going to do that as well. So after ironing it now, the next thing is to sew down the pleat. So on this part where it laps on each other like this, you are going to measure 4 inches downwards. Okay, you are going to be measuring 4 inches downward. I'm not going to mark too much on it, but I just want us to see what I'm doing. So from here, I'm going to mark 4 inches all through, and then I'll go and run a stitch here up to 4 inches, here up to 4 inches, so further hold the pleats down. So I'm going to run it all through. I'm going to sew it like that all through the skirt. So I'm done sewing everything now. You can see the threads. So what I'm going to do now is to take out all this pen. You can also iron again before you take out your pens. Just make sure that your pleats are in place. Okay, so I'm going to take out the pins, and then I'm going to cut out the band for the skirt. Okay, so once your page, this is what Go ahead and re-iron, but I want to make sure to finish the skirt first before I re-iron it. Okay, it's going to be easy to iron for you. You already have your lines there, and then you have your pleats sewn down as well. Once you just fold it, it's going to just lay. You can see how it well it is laying. Then you'll be able to place your iron on it and then re-iron it flat. So the next thing now is to sew in our band. So for this, I'm going to be working with a zipper by the side, and I'm also going to work with an elastic. So like I explained, I'm working with both a zipper and an elastic. If you're working with just zipper, it means this waistline has to be your perfect accurate waistline. But for me, I'm working with both zipper and elastic because I want small size to be able to wear this skirt. So I'm going to use my band to cut out a long band. You measure what you have round on your waist. I cut out a long band. So this is my band. You should make sure that your band has up to the width of the elastic you're working with, and then you have like half an inch for seam. Okay, if you're working with 1 inch elastic band, then it means you have to have 1 inch on fold like this. Okay, if your elastic is 1 inch, you have 1 inch on fold, that's 2 inches. Then you have half an inch on both sides for sewing, so you are going to cut out 3 inches. If you are working with a 2 inches band, this is like 2 inches, almost 2 inches. So it means you're going to have 2 inches on fold and half an inch on both sides for hemming, so that's 5 inches. So it depends on the band you are working with. And the width of this the length of this elastic that I'm working with is just around 10 to 11 inches. Okay, so now what I'm going to do now is to first sew the band all around. I'm going to go ahead and sew one side of my band all around the skirt. I'm going to place it like this and then sew all around. Okay, so I've sewn the band, just one side of the band. Remember, you have to close it like this to make a complete band. So the first thing I'm going to do now is to go ahead and fix my zipper. So when you are fixing your zipper, you are going to be fixing your zipper on the part that is going to be the front. See, this is the band folded into two. So I'm going to fix it on just the part that is going to take part of my front. I'm not going to fix up to this part, and then I'm going to find a way to neatly turn it inside. So I'll go and fix it. So I've gone ahead to fix my zipper. You can see, so the excess that I have on this band, I'm here to cut it out. So I'm just going to cut off the excess that I have. So this is the back of the band, this is the front right here. So I'm just going to reduce the excess zipper that I have here so that I can neatly turn in the band. So once you've reduced it, what you just need to do now is to open up the zipper area, and then you're going to flip it. You can see the line where your front stops. So you're going to flip the back on it like this, and then you're going to run a stitch. The time you turn it out, it's going to be neatly turned on the upper part. So you do the same thing for this side as well. I've gone ahead to fold this and then I sew it there. You can also reduce the seam allowance if you want. So once you're done sewing it, you're going to flip it on that part, and you will see that your zipper is neatly tucked in. So I already folded this in with my iron, so it's going to be easy for me to just lay it on it like this and then sew on it. So now the next thing now is to start fixing elastic with your skirt, but I'm still going to gather mine with elastic, just adjust. So my and then run a stitch to hold it on this part. So you open it up, and then you're going to, you can sew it to the zipper allowance here, to the seam allowance here if you want. Then you're going to sew it on one hand, and then you take it to the other hand as well, and you lock it and sew so that you can use it to gather your skirt. So after doing that, we are going to fold this up and then sew it all around. So the elastic is sewn now, and then I want it to cover the band. So this is what you're going to have. The front is going to remain without elastic like this, and then you have your back gathered with elastic. So you can now go ahead and stretch the elastic and run a stitch on it if you want. I think I'm just going to leave mine like this. So you can see now that we have something smaller on our elastic. So now you're going to take your time to arrange your pleats again, and then you iron it out neatly one final time. So I'll take this to the mannequin so that we can see what it looks like. Okay, so once you've fold this, you're going to sew. If you move closer, you will see that you cannot really see where I sew it at the waistline. You are going to sew it exactly on that point where you joined the band earlier, so that it's not going to be visible. So this is what it looks like. You go ahead and iron it more so that your pleats can come out really nice. So this is the side. You're going to, once you unzip it, it will make it easy for you to wear it, and you can see the finishing of the zipper area. It is as neat as possible. So this is the elastic that we have at the back, and you can see that it makes it possible for many sizes to wear it, so that you won't have to keep producing the same thing for same kind of size all the time. So I paired this with this crop top that I made, but you can pair it with any top of your choice. It doesn't have to be a crop top. You can wear it with a shirt or any top basically that you want. I hope you enjoyed making this beautiful tutorial with me. If you enjoyed it, let us know in the comment section. Like, comment and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.